Chapter 15 of Fusion Bureau United Stand by Arcade Striker JK5. The water was clear, endless, with only the occasional crest breaking up the boundless blue. The sky stretched out, not a wisp of cloud in the sky. The calm was broken when a midnight blue spear of energy appeared a dozen meters above the water. It popped, leaving behind Luna floating in midair. She craned her neck to look around at her passenger. Did it work? The doctor sat on her withers, saw a screwdriver high in the air and whirring. He looked at it, eyes narrow. Come on. The emitter tip brightened slightly. White grin blasted out his nostril. Quantum signature checked! Temporal must! Just his both legs in the air. We're on the proper of the proper type and doubled bomb from Luna, falling to the sea. Luna rolled her eyes. Her horn glowed, and the doctor floated up back onto her withers. Calm yourself, Doctor. We have important work. I take it from your enthusiasm the spell worked. Doctor nodded. This is Megan's Earth, and we have simply traveled distance, not time. You did it perfectly, Princess. Their spear light appeared. Dissolent, bright white, and appeared, leaving Celestia behind. She looked at Luna and the doctor. It worked. The doctor waved his science screwdriver in Celestia's direction. On your arse, Celestia, not some quantum duplicate from another reality. Yes, totally exist! Looked around. Mind? Well, not so. Where we are at the moment. Lots of water. Celestia's head craned around. No land anywhere in sight. Could be in the middle of the Pacific, Atlantic, or anywhere else. Better get back to Caroline, or Equestria at least. Her horn glowed, and she disappeared once more into a ball of light. Luna's eyes went against. Ready, Doctor? The doctor hunkered down. Already, Luna. Alonzi! The Luna rolled her eyes, but she teleported herself and the doctor away. Celestia appeared once more in the skies above Caroline, Luna and the doctor following soon after. She looked around, quickly spying Megan and Mei Long as they floated near the top of one of the tallest towers in the city. It worked! Celestia shouted, smiling. Megan smiled back. Just like how Wind Whistler and I talked to you. Mei Long nodded. An excellent job. However, time is still short. We must head to the Crystal Castle and the Princess Ponies. Celestia expressed and turned grim. I've contacted them, and they're ready. They mentioned something about calling in an expert. She shrugged as everyone looked at her. I'm as mystified as you are. They didn't provide any more details beyond that. Megan nickered. So that's where you got your mysterious mentor thing from. She slid her eyes to the left, and soon following. The Danielle and Trixie are on the balcony of Carlock Castle, and Danielle's leaving tonight. She pointed and shook her head, Lane flapping about. I hope I get changed back soon, so I don't get used to telescopic vision. She glanced at Mei Long. 5 minutes? Mei Long grumbled, and a deep brass vibrated the air. Any longer, I shall fly down, pluck you from your stand, and fly off with you. She waved our talent at Megan. I don't think I won't, young lady. Megan nodded, eyes wide. Yes, ma'am! She threw a foreleg up in salute before turning and flying down to the balcony below. She touched down in front of Danielle and Trixie. Come like this quick. She said, glancing her shoulder at the serpentine dragon above. Danielle smirked. Well heard. She leaned over a chair, reached behind it, and pulled out a lever action rifle. Held it up, the intricate carvings in the barrel gleaming. I just had a feeling you might need this. Megan's eyes half closed. Her horn glowed, and the rifle was enveloped in her magic. She grunted, and the rifle half flew out of Danielle's hands. Shot over to Megan's side, but stayed in place. Thanks. Danielle held her hand and waved. I'll see you when you're you again, okay? Trixie spoke up. Make sure to come back so you can tell me about it for my next show, Megan. My ticket sales are riding on it, he said, winking. Megan nickered. Certainly you do. She sucked in a breath, spun about, flew over to Mei Long. Okay, how are we doing this? Mei Long's head bobbed up and down. She motioned to it. Right on my head, Megan. It'll be much faster that way. My furnace is firing at full capacity. And to be honest, you're still not in really control of your alkaline powers. Megan nickered. No wonder you're the last. She looked over her shoulder and Celestia and Luna flew up to the pair. I'll be back. Celestia hesitated before speaking. I know. May Granny Bonnie guide and protect you, Megan. Luna looked at Mei Long, then to Megan. Be careful, both of you. And Mei Long, thank you. Mei Long rolled her eyes. You could thank me by cutting your farewells short. Time is of the essence. Megan's brow broke out in a cold sweat. She turned and flew up to the top of Mei Long's head, rifle flying close behind. She gingerly planted all 4 hooves on her scales, magic gripping into Mei Long. All right, mate, I'll set Mei Long. Let her rip! Celestia spoke once more. I'll make sure to ask the Princess Ponies to let you snack on any crystals outside the castle, Mei Long. Mei Long spun about and flew off, tossing a wave at Celestia as he corkscrewed through the air, shrinking and quickly disappearing over the horizon. Celestia and Luna both dove towards Canterlot Castle, standing on the balcony. I shall go to Fort Bulwark and see how the Steel Hooves are doing, Luna said. Her horn flared as he teleported away. Celestia's head drooped as he sighed, now turned up slightly as Danielle and Trixie approached. Let me guess. Wondering what my next idea is? The pair simply nodded. Celestia's horn flared. The 3 disappeared, reappearing in the throne room. Celestia walked over to the door right behind the solar throne itself, the vault with the elements of harmony. She unlocked it, floating out the box containing them. I think after this, I am simply going to give each element to the respective barrier, so I don't have to go through this each time. Danielle shrugged. Yeah, truth be told, I've been kind of wondering that myself. So, go to my Earth with them? Hey, that was Lauren's idea! Celestia nodded. First, I'm meeting with Cadence. After that, I'll teleport over. I think I could be more accurate next time. I find Twilight and the others, wait for Optimus Prime to arrive, then I teleport all of us to that other Equestria. Her eyes hardened. We ended there. Trixie snorted. You make it sound almost easy, princess. Celestia fixed her with a withering glare, but it quickly passed. A good point, Trixie. No plan survives the enemy and all that. Still, it is the best and most straightforward plan I could come up with. Dale nodded, but it's to keep it simple this time around. Celestia bowed her head to the pair. Thank you both for your help. I must be off now. Time is of the essence, as Mei Long would remind us. She half closed her eyes. There was a flash of light, and Celestia vanished. Trixie scraped a hoof across the floor. So, I think Trixie's role in this tale is at an end, Danielle. I can't think of anything even my prodigious talents can help with. Dale snored. It's just mousy, Trixie. She knelt down by her friend's side, gently ruffled her mane. Thank you for what you did do. It's appreciated. She glanced around. Truth be told, I don't think there's anything more I could do either. Trixie's head shifted a bit under Danielle's touch, but she kept her head mostly level. You are welcome, Danielle. Back to Ponyville. I can teleport there in a flash. Danielle bit her lip. Or Sky Chariot, this is that. Trixie's eyes wide. Oh, Kelly, the last time was so much fun. When the doctor and I weren't keeping you from falling out due to sheer exhaustion, that is. Danielle opened her mouth and held up her hand, but stopped short of blinking. Fair help. She finally looked about the room. Taxi! Luna stood in the main office of Major General Robert Stumper. Sergeant Jack Robbins stood off to the side at ease, slightly confused at his purpose of the meeting. A hazy field of magic was flowing beside Luna. The interior cleared, showing an image of Canterlot. Well, the technique Megan taught me, I can open a portal to this other Equestria. Wants you to need the Steel Hooves due for a direct attack against them. RS, saying it says, leap forward, I scream. Air support! Luna nodded. Any units in Canterlot Province will be at your disposal, Tanner. She looked to her right. Sergeant Robbins? Jack nodded attention. Your Majesty? Luna glanced at him. Sergeant, can you and your crew have your Tigray to lead the charge into this so-called Neo-Equestria? Jack's hands clenched slightly. His eyes shone with air determination. Princess, it will be a genuine pleasure. Luna nodded to him. Thank you, Sergeant. General, how soon can the tank halls be ready for deployment? RS glanced about at a clipboard on his desk. We should be ready in about 2 hours, Your Majesty. Luna gave him a sharp, short nod. Thank you. I'll give you to your plots and we'll meet you out in the field in 130 minutes. With that, she turned and left the orifice. Aura slid out of his chair, trotted around to his task tank.
Sergeant, your tank and crew will be ready?
Stack stopped to attest it. Yes, General. The stallion nodded.
Good. Dismiss, Sergeant. Good luck out there.
Jack made his way through the Steelhost's main hangar as fast as he could. He quickly spied his tank, right where it was supposed to be. Even better, his crew and mechanics were there as well.
We got orders! He shouted. We're moving out!
Lieutenant Kowalski snapped to attention as he approached. She exchanged a salute with Jack. Thank you, Sergeant. Moving out to where? Her eyes lit up. Earth? Jack shook his head and glanced up, making sure to look each person in the eye as he spoke.
We're the spear tip of an invasion of the false equestrian that's trying to take over Earth. We're heading to the steel hose of the airway in.
He stepped around to Janet and looked to Rizzo and Zale.
Like you said, Sergeant, at a moment's notice.
Rizzo proudly stated from behind his buses of grease.
Power packs are the green, capacitors are purring, and the fuel's been topped off.
We even had time after all that hard work to leave you a mint on your dainty little pills, Sergeant. Zale nodded.
Yeah.
Jack smiled. It was good he could still be relaxed at the moment.
Get your tracks ready. Once we punch through, we'll need support, and that means you.
As he rushed off the range to recovering vehicles for war, dozens of ponies moved around in Vehicle Bay, doing the same for their tanks. Ammo was loaded, engines were fired up, and orders were shouted over the growing noise.
This is really it, Tarzan, isn't it?
Bronco said, a hint of hesitation in his voice.
Looks that way.
He smiled and took on a teasy tone. Not backing out on us now, are you?
No, Sergeant!
Because I could probably get that one male mare and take your spot. But discuss the stuff, I bet she's got the right stuff. Bronco laughed at that. I don't know if I'm ready. Vetting another world through the whole space and time, reality wasn't covered in basic. I won't let you guys down. Jack's voice was firm but warm.
You're trying to make a difference, right? So your world will never again be helpless against something like the Decepticons? Yes, Sergeant! That's what we're going to do. Make a difference. For your people, mine, and theirs. Roger that, Sergeant!
101 tanks were gathered in a field just outside Fort Bulwark. 100 of them were for the Equestrian Tank Corps, looking at the universe for the Earth's First World War. The final tank, the forwarder group, its engine idling, was an M1A3 Abrams, 48 Pegasi, armed and armored, hovered over the tanks. At the rear were supply transports, repair vehicles, and ambulances. Jack's upper body poked out the Abrams' turret's hats. Looked down at the group, letting out a slow whistle.
Damn,
he said, with a look at his eye. Looked down at Blossom before trying over.
Sergeant,
he said, nodding to her. Blossom returned a nod. Just want to say good luck, Sergeant. Steel Hills have your flanks.
Jack straightened up a salute. Thank you, Sergeant.
Blossom returned a salute. It appears to see firsthand how our tanks operate.
Jack smiled. True. Not exactly how I planned to see it, but it should be a good demonstration of your tech. The smile fell away. See you on the other side.
Blossom nodded to him, then turned and galloped off to her own Mark 29 tank. Jack turned his salute, flew over to the assembled crew, and touched down in front of them. She sucked in a large breath before speaking, using the Royal Camelot voice to maximum effect. Soldiers of Steel Hoods! On the Air Wing! Of the United States Army! Her voice lowered slightly, but still carried over to everyone. Your mission is to strike at the assault of the Equestria, to help our human brothers and sisters! This false Equestria seeks to destroy their home, and we must help them in their time of need! Luna cantered around. She spread her wings to their fullest extent. Her glowed. Her eyes turned white. The early mane billowed out. Then a beam of magic shot through her horn, striking the air and boring a hole through the very fabric of reality. Luna grunted, hunched down as the hole expanded, showing a field of grass nearly similar to the one that lay before them. Luna's legs tensed for a moment before she leaped into the air. Go! Now! She shouted, over the strain of it in her voice. Jack grabbed the hat over and cover.
Get it, Kowalski!
He shouted as he slid down, pulling it close to him. He ran shot forward, front rising slightly. The 101 tanks and steel hose followed behind, non-combat vehicles trailing. Pegasus dove down low, flying through. In a few minutes, the field was empty, all save Luna. Luna herself floated down to the ground, being still firing from horse and cut the portal open. Until you return, I shall stand guard. Chapter 16. Even as the Guardian drones flew to Autobot City, high-tech metropolis shifted, changed, transformed. On the outer edge of the sea, buildings shrank to their foundation. Some had armor plating sighted over them, while others split apart, revealing laser cannons or missile batteries. The drone's tactical programming decided that flying in one large group towards this concentrated fire would be akin to mass suicide, so they broke up into smaller groups surrounding the city's perimeter. Even as they split up, the city's defenses tracked them and opened fire. Laser cannons spat out bright blue bolts of coherent light, while missiles shot into the sky, tracking their targets. The drones did their best to either dodge the incoming fire or minimize the damage taken when crossing a crossfire. Hyper-tough armor was able to shrug off most of the initial salvos, but more than one had limbs or heads blown off. Almost as one, the drones were still able to return fire, did so for their arm-mounted laser cannons. The energy shields protected the defenses, absorbed their first attacks, glowing a bright white. As the two sides exchanged fire, the shields over several of the batteries weakened, then finally failed. Armor plate held up somewhat longer before being shot through. Far from the battle over Autobot City, a gray-plated robot with neon gray highlights floated, sword in hand.
Ah, yes! I, Grimlock, have forged the perfect battle plan. With Autobot City under fire, those ponies can go forth, unimpeded by the largest source of resistance. It is finished! Over!
Grimlock jabs his sword into distant battle.
You folks have no idea how weird this is. There's no rule today to be against I, Grimlock, in battle!
Shattered. Mayor, Grimlock feels so weird. Grimlock's sensors alerted him to the moment in the sky. He spun about, optic sensors brightening as he spied a modified space shuttle approaching from the direction of the barrier.
What now? Are these reinforcements Nemesis Prime failed to tell me about? I, Grimlock, and they...
He stopped speaking as he saw a purple emblem on the wings.
Is that a Decepticon?
Astrotrain flew along, scanners taking in every bit of information. His voice boomed out over eternal speakers in his shuttle's main cabin.
Looks like a little over 100 Mark V Guardian drones. Haven't seen those in a while. Be ready for a firefight.
In the cabin, Shockwave looked over to the other members of his team. A single cultographic center bored to every one of them.
This mission is vital for our continued survival, not only of the new Decepticon Empire, but of the Decepticons themselves. I know each one of you have had your data tracks updated with the current situation.
He lifted up his left arm, laser a mirror in place of a hand glowing slightly.
Take care not to make a mistake out there.
He glanced up.
Astrotrain, we are ready. Provide air support for us as best as possible.
A hatch in the bulkhead slid open. Wind whipped into the cabin, but none of the Decepticons were affected by it. Shockwave jumped down into the sky. Soundwave and his minions soon followed, with Ruckus being the last to go. Even as Shockwave flew out away from Astrotrain, his tactical subroutines kicked into high gear. He quickly located the nearest group of drones as they swarmed about a cluster of laser cannons. He leaned forward, arms folding over his retracting head, while his legs slid up and into his body. As soon as he finished his transformation to space gun mode, he fired a long, thin, powerful laser beam at the closest one. If his calculations were correct, and they always were, it would be just powerful enough to pierce the torso armor and detonate its internal power core. The beam struck true, hitting the torso. Even as the drone turned, Shockwave adjusted his body, keeping the beam on the same spot. It bore through. The drone barely had any time to react to do anything before it abruptly exploded into a large fireball and plume of smoke. What little remained of its pelted compatriots barely registered on their own sensors. The 5 remaining drones all turned from their now former target, optic sensors blazing. They flew upward towards Shockwave, leaving Autobot City at least temporarily alone. They braced with operational weapons that still functioned and trained them on the flying space gun. Rumble, Frenzy, and Laserblink flew at the drones. Rumble and Frenzy each grabbed onto a limb and slammed them, while Laserblink threw around his head. Rumble's arms transformed into pile drivers, and he slammed into the drone's midsection. "Hey, Frenzy!" he shouted. Frenzy, his small body wrapped around the drone's left arm, looked up. "What is it?" By now, the air reverberated with the clang of Rumble's hits as he dented the drone's armor. "So, these are weird Autobots from another reality, right? And they're the bad guys, right?" Frenzy reached behind his back. Detached one of the laser pistols hanging from his back. Yeah, so what? He shot several blasts at the drone's head, most of them missing. The armor began buckling in places. Small rents appearing as Rumble continued panting. So, does this mean we're the good guys? Frenzy paused his suing. Say, I guess it does. He grinned as he resumed firing. This is just like... His vocal irons bounced some static. Scrap it! Anyone know any human holidays? Laserbeak flew around the drone's head. The Condor fired continuous streams of blood-red lasers at the back of the neck. After several shots, Laserbeak's aim proved true as he struck the drone's cerebral access port, blowing through it. Rumble and Frenzy let go of the drone as the entire body seized up. He flew off as he slowly tumbled to the ground. Yeah, you're right, Rumble said. Just like RPD. Soundwave flew over. Fravis running through the air behind him.
Rumble, Frenzy, Laserbeak, form up, Operation, counterattack,
He pointed at the three remaining drones.
destroy with extreme prejudice.
Rumble grinned. Don't have to tell us, Soundwave. Frenzy detached the laser pistol from his back. Yeah, let's kick tailgate. While Soundwave and his minions attacked, Shockwave transformed back into robot mode. Swung about in midair to face the final member of his team.
Ruckus, head to the barrier. Your primary mission is to information gathering. But if there are any humans or Autobots that require assistance, you are to render them aid immediately.
Ruckus attempted to salute. No problem, Shockwave, you can count on me. He flew off over his missile launcher, snapping into place. Shockwave played Ruckus little mind as he flew off. He turned his attention back to Soundwave and his team. He quickly noted a bunker with a quartet of laser cannon turrets mounted on the roof. They were slowing around in their mounts, ceased firing the drones. He tapped to the side of his head.
Shockwave to laser battery. Why have you ceased firing at enemy drones? Over.
A very familiar voice came over his internal intercom. Your team's a bit too close to the drone, Shuckers. Don't want to risk your friend and fire. Shockwave glanced down the laser battery.
I was not aware you had such concern for Decepticons, Gentlock.
There was a pause, long enough for Shockwave to wonder if the connection had been cut, before the speaker on the other end continued. First off, it's drift, Shockwave. Second off, the Autobots do things differently. And third, I don't want to cause an incident. Shockwave raised his laser arm and spotted a spiral beam of the nearest drone. As he fired, he looked down at the laser battery, quickly locating one of the main targeting sensors.
Drift, I'm going to transmit targeting information to your main computer. Using that will increase your accuracy and provide you cover, so any Decepticons get damaged.
Exotic changed from yellow to green.
Transmission commencing Soundwave. Sights are close, scattered.
Four turrets swung around, barrels elevating. As he fired, Soundwave and his team broke off their attack, scattering in all directions. Half a second later, the bright blue laser struck true, hitting weak points in the drone's armor and ripping right through. Each one was blown apart, debris flying out in all directions. Drift's voice came over as Shockwave's calm once more. Well, thanks, Shockwave. There was a pause. I think we're all set for the moment. Be careful, though. Big guy's gonna be making his appearance in 10 minutes. Shockwave looked to the sky.
Optimus Prime will be arriving sooner than I anticipated.
Look down, Shockers. The big guy, is in Metroplex. Shockwave's head shot up. Optic sensors focusing on several shifting buildings, streets folding in on themselves. The entire immediate area seemed to contract upon itself.
Thanks for the warning, Drift.
He flew out to his teammates.
Decepticons, form up. The core of Autobot City is transforming into Metroplex. We shall head to the outskirts and...
Laser blasts passed through the space between Shockwave and Soundwave. He glanced at the direction it came from, spying 6 drones appearing.
Change the plans.
He turned and raised his laser cannon arm. Fired.
Scramble.
Marissa Fairborn slid on a pair of gloves, locking her jacket sleeves. She picked up her helmet from her desk. All right, she shouted to everyone inside the primary monitoring room. We have incoming hostiles, air and ground units. Ready your weapons and button up. We have to remain at our post as long as possible. She looked at Bat. I have snipers and 4 man portable laser cannons en route. Bat nodded. Well, as I checked, all entrances barring the main one are sealed up. That one, a sandbag, a barricade, and under heavy guard. We also got guards stationed at the windows. Look to a wall, although that won't protect us against teleportation. Marissa pulled out a small remote from a pocket and pressed the button on it. All along the walls, 2 mere tall silver cylinders started humming, lights along them turning on. Atomic disruptors, she said. They're large-scale versions of the ones designed for unicorns. Unfortunately, their range is somewhat limited, and mostly just block teleportation. Bat shrugged. Not having to worry about ponies teleporting right into our midst is a rather large load off of my mind, Commodore. Tennyson spoke up. Commodore, we have an incoming Cybertronian for the direction of Autobot City. IFF indicates it's a Decepticon ruckus. Even as he spoke, the main wall wanted zoomed in on the screen as Zero presented. The purple line was stretching from Autobot City to the command post. ETA is about 35 minutes, maybe less. He is booking it. Bat made his way to the view screen. Ruckus? He went to her shoulder, Marissa. Not familiar with him, sorry. The sensor technician spoke up once more. Commodore, may I? Marissa's nodded. She nodded. He's loud, makes no pretense at stealth, but incredibly strong, resilient to damage, and a lot more intelligent than he seems to be. He defected the Starscream's faction after a failed raid on one of our mining colonies, along with several other cons. Marissa's head shot up. She raised a hand to her earpiece. Yes. Thank you, Sergeant. You and the others are free to engage. She raised her voice. General, the units on the roof have begun engaging the incoming Pegasus units. Bat's eyebrows furrowed. He looked more to the main screen. You're within effective range? Marissa glanced at the ceiling, hand still to her earpiece. Well, they're within effective range of at least one person up there. She's one of the members of my command staff. Chief Master Sergeant Zoe Wielder strode forth, in heavy boots of her power armor stomping as she walked across the roof of the police station. She stopped at the edge of the roof and dropped to a kneeling position in front of a parapet. Movement in the skies caught Zoe's attention. Her cybernetically enhanced eyes launched into a flock of Pegasi emerging from the barrier. He zoomed in on them, measuring speed, distance, numbers, and various other data points. She raised her rifle. Target reticles appeared on the lead Pegasus of the closest squadron. Several other EDC soldiers lined up along the parapet, their own weapons at the ready. So they held up a fist, 2 fingers extended. She busted to her left, then right. Spread out to the other sides. They're bringing out to encircle us. While the others made their way to the other 3 sides of the roof, hunkering down, there was a high-pitched whine as the laser cannons powered up. So he turned her attention once more to the Pegasus leader. She stopped breathing as the reticle changed from a flashing red to a steady green. She slowly squeezed the tinker. Pegasus' head jerked slightly, a hole appearing in the center of his forehead. Body dropped. The others in formation stopped in midair, some of them flying down after him. Zoe aimed at the swan still in midair, resumed firing. With every squeeze of the tinker, she managed to hit one of the Pegasi. She managed to hit 5 hits before one of them looked in her direction. Okay, they're on to us. One soldier pointing at the ground. A veritable swarm of armored ponies galloping into command, full tilt. Sergeant, we have them coming! Zoe said from the side. Yes, Private, thank you. She crouched down, quickly tallying the numbers. Eyes over the barrier itself as she spoke. Alright, looks like for the moment they aren't sending any more our way than what's already coming. Concentrate on the flyers! Another soldier looked at the other Pegasus as he approached. Looks like some of them are posting storm clouds in, Sergeant. She craned her around in. Some chariots, too. Zoe nodded grimly as he resumed fire. Thank you, Romanov. Alright, cloud posters are high priority. Laser cannons, target and fire for effect. Rest of you, aim for the chariots and single flyers. Soldiers all along the rooftop followed her orders. Blue bolts of magnetically contained laser sight swinging forth from their rifles. The incoming Pegasi did their best to dodge, slipping, diving, and sliding into the sky. More than one laser managed to find its mark, however. Pegasi dropped, either straight down or a slow, barely controlled spiral. Even as their numbers were whittled down, the Pegasi kept advancing. By now, some of the flyers towering storm clouds had managed to move relatively close to the building. The laser cannons spat bursts of flickering fire at them, but the bolts bounced off translucent seals of magic. Zoe started firing and slowly straightened up, mouth agape. She focused her eyes on the chariot, a bar graph appearing on the offensive next to the chariot's bounces. Bloody hell! They got unicorns to build those style things! The Pegasi, protected for a moment, reared back and collected clouds with their hind legs, sending out jagged bolts of lightning. They struck the building at random spots, blowing out chunks of concrete, brick, some of them striking the roof itself. Explosives blossom with each strike, sending any soldier unlucky enough to be close enough to blow back. Sully aimed at the chariot closest to her and fired. First shot barely missed the pig's eye throwing at it. Alerted, he looked down, away from the building. The passenger barely able to remain in the chariot. She tracked him, eyes in internal computers calculating speed. Possible to rise up flight and other variables. No, you don't, she whispered as she fired again. This time, her aim was true. The Pegasus barely twisted as he died. He, the chariot, and his passenger now locked into its downward trajectory. The unicorn stood in the chariot, realizing all too late what had happened as the Pegasus slammed to the ground, broken by digging out a small, shallow trench. The unicorn fared a little better, bouncing out the crumpled chariot and rolling along, finally landing in a broken heap some feet away. Sully moved on to her next target, where the previous one was dropping. This time, her target was unaware of the danger and quickly eliminated. She noticed several other chariots being dispatched. Good to see them taking initiative. A few minutes, most of the chariots were circling around the command post. Unicorn passengers blasted from the sky. Sully moved from soldier to soldier, shouting encouragement and instructions as he went along. Lasercons, target those clouds so that we can bring the thunder too! Gunners shouted as he raked the clouds. The Pegasus still kicking. Most of them were cut down, but a few minutes of fleeing. Romanov held her fist high as she took two of the retreating Pegasi. They didn't even get close enough to try to throw the post at us, she shouted, grinning under her helmet. So he looked down to swarm of ponies surrounding the command post. No, but those might be able to. She leaned over the edge of the building and started shouting, Come on, you tin cans! Unless you all become a smiling zombie, suggest you get the lead out and set these off! Soldiers followed her lead, leaning over and firing en masse as the earth ponies and unicorns swarming around the command post. More than a dozen ponies were killed in the first volley. Shields sprinkled up over them, protecting them from above and the side. Earth ponies in heavy armor moved in close, under cover of the unicorn comrades. Lasers and bullets flinting off shields. At the entrance, heavy laser cannons and machine guns kept up a constant stream of fire from sandbag positions along the stairs and doorway. The shields of the unicorn held for a time, landing again rather close. Some unicorns fired off blasts of magic from their horns, blowing apart soundbags and whittling down to protection. Even as the forwardmost shields failed, files of potion were lobbied at the soldiers. Most of the glass bottles were shot down and blown to shards mid-flight. A few that reached the soldiers shattered on the concrete, splashing potion harmlessly against their power armor. Those in the front were cut down, their actions ultimately in vain. Even as they fell, others surged forward, galloping and leaping over their dead and dying comrades. They pressed in towards the main entrance, their eyes lit with phantasms of favor. More than one shouted, For Queen Celestia! Before being cut down where they stood. Several unicorns stood off a few meters away and formed shields, reinforcing each other, and forming barriers nearly impenetrable to what the EDC soldiers had on hand. Several of them hunkered down behind a shield, lowered their heads, and began firing blasts of magic from their horns. Marissa made her way to the barricade, laser pistol in hand. She dropped to her crouch just outside the door, next to a soldier with lieutenant's bars on his shoulders. Report! Lieutenant Melitz Jensen looked to her. Commodore, they got shields on our heaviest weapons available, are having a double-sized paratrain. Marissa touched her helmet. Sergeant Wielder, I need your eyes. How are the shields holding up? Over! Sully's voice came over the headset and buried Marissa's helmet. Scanning. They got about a dozen unicorns in each group. 6 forming the shields, others held in reserve. They're rotating in and out to preserve their strength. Over! Marissa ducked down as 2 blasts of magic sprang out the door jam near her and mouth. Thank you, Sergeant. Bring the rain. Over. Understood. Really persistent the laser cats. Stand by. A few minutes later, a veritable sheet of laser fire struck the shields, covering the ponies' heads. It glowed bright ways. Every unicorn in each group lent their powers to reinforcing their protection. Even from their vantage point, through translucent shields in front, Marissa and Mouth could see the strain on the unicorns' faces. They saw the exact moment the upper shields failed, utter despair in their faces. 3 of the groups were cut down within seconds. The rest broke ranks and quickly scattered, stampeding about. Many of the ponies were cut down, caught in a crossfire from the side above that was impossible to dodge. One unicorn nearly carried to her left, head raised and horn almost on fire as he saw blast after blast of high-powered magic at the roof. Marissa tracked the unicorn. She raised her laser pistol and sighted her, lining up a shot. She held her breath as she squeezed the trigger. 3 blasts of magic right below the laser cannons on the roof. The first 2 blew away the concrete parapet being used to support them. The third one detonated one of the cannons' power supply. It exploded, slinging its operators back like rag dolls and blowing a chunk of the roof apart. Unicorn let out a cheer. 1 second later, Marissa saw her hit her in the right temple, blowing clean through the back of her skull. She crumbled to the ground, a smile frozen on her face. The soldiers at the doorway ducked down and tried to dodge the falling debris as best they could. Curses and shouts rang out as chunks of concrete, asphalt, rebar crashed among them. Several barricades and weapons emplacements were nearly obliterated by the rain of debris. One pony raised a foreleg and waited at the entrance. "Run to me!" he said. "The defenses are broken! Let the confusion begin!" The surviving ponies started making their way towards the stallion. So the unicorns flowed balls of poison from their saddlebags. They formed up behind him and began advancing. Right side the doorway, Risa snarls. He looked over to debris blocking her and mouthed away. She looked at the Tutsman. "No time to waste, Lieutenant. Let's get this cleared and get back out there!" Mouth nodded. The 2 of them grabbed at the rubble, surface of their power armor, helping make them short work of their task. Risa stepped through, laser pistol held high. Outside the field, the soldiers were firing at the ponies, but most were trying to help their comrades, pinned down or knocked unconscious by the fallen debris. Almost all heavy weapons had been damaged, destroyed, or otherwise rendered inoperable. Ponies, meanwhile, had begun closing ranks around the entrance. A few unicorns alive were grouped together in the center. Horns blazed as they shielded them and their comrades from incoming fire. Marissa snapped off several shots at the group, even as balls of pulsar flew at her and the others. "Sergeant Wheeler!" she sounded calmly. "We need cover fire! General Masterson! We need backup at the main entrance!" His voice came over the earpiece, somewhat rank and out of breath. "Organizing one now, Commodore. But there's wounded up here, some serious. And all 4 laser cannons are so much junk. Over." Marissa nodded. "Are the medics up there?" "Yes, Commodore. Stand by for cover fire." Laser blasts started striking the unicorn's shields from above, not nearly as numerous before. The shields managed to hold this time, though. The ponies closed in with a dozen or so feet for the closest EDC soldier. Master's voice finally came over the radio. "Says something now. Some of the ponies are starting to kick the damn walls down. We've got them covered, for now." Even as he spoke, the whole building started to shudder. Mrs. head bowed for a moment. "Thank you, General. Keep me posted." She looked back up and bit back a swear. She clenched her laser pistol and brought it back up. She walked forward and started firing off shoulders. "Don't give an inch!" she shouted. "You are Earth's finest!" Unicorn Stallion, Lieutenant Brassway, jabbed his foreleg at the entrance. "Give up, humans! Accept conversion as salvation! You shall!" His words were cut out by the roar of an engine. Brass's ears folded against his skull as the dune buggy, alternate mode of ruckus, raced towards him from his left, almost flying over the pockmarked ground. Panels along Crocus' side opened up. Missile launchers sprang out, launching magnesium-tipped missiles. No pony had time for actions, words, or even thoughts before the missiles impacted, exploding and reducing them all to a red mist. Ruckus sped through the cloud, rear end fishtailing around as he turned and started driving around the building. All the while, his missile launchers spat out an almost endless stream of missiles, centering any and all ponies still alive. 2 minutes later, he was back at the command post entrance. Chassis suddenly bounced up on anti-gravity boosters, transforming in midair and landing across in front of the main entrance. He straightened up, red optic sensors looking down at EDC soldiers. An almost unnatural silence reigned over the area for a few moments. Finally, Marissa walked forward, holstering her laser pistol. "Ruckus, I presume? Thank you for your assistance. I think you saved us from a fate worse than death." Ruckus looked down as he approached. "I didn't do it for you!" he finally said, "but you're welcome." Then he turned, transforming back into dune buggy mode, driving off. Marissa let out a breath. She turned and marched back to the main entrance. "All right, I want our wound attended to, if it's not already being done. Let's get any holes plugged up as best as possible." She looked at her fellow soldiers and smiled. "Wish I could say the worst is over, or give some rousing speech. But I don't like lying, and I'm bad with improv. I can say, however, excellent job, all of you." She looked at each one of them. "You all know what's at stake if we fail. No time for anything else. Let's get to work!" The heart of Autobot City shifted, changed, and came together. To an outside observer, the buildings were stacking on top of one another, folded together and growing. They built upon one another, not only height-wise, but width and depth. It took humanoid shape. arms and legs, hands growing from the buildings and streets. A head emerged from the chest, white face, with a black helmet-like structure around it, red antennae. Optic sensors the size of small buildings lit up, and Metroplex finished transforming. His hands clenched. He strode forward. Each step he took along a carefully plotted path, stepping on heavily reinforced sections. Before his shelters, buildings, and other parts of Autobot City. Tracking drones scattered his wake as he cleared Autobot City. His optics focused on the Mega Doom. He calculated distance, rate of advancement, and the height of his opponent.
Only about a half head shorter than I am. Armor is thick, especially around his forearms. Allied soldiers are too close for me to risk using my most powerful weaponry, except as a last resort. Doesn't mean I can't get in some licks before we close distance, though.
Laser cannons mounted on Metroplex's shoulders swiveled up, fired bright blue lasers at Lawrence, enough to bore holes through a mountain. Mega Doom raised his arms to the X-Power in front of his chest. Force field formed in front of it, blocking the lasers. After a few minutes, Metroplex ceased firing. He clenched his left fist and slammed it in the palm of his right hand.
This planet's not big enough for the two of us!
He shouted. Mega Doom raised his left arm and waved it back in an obvious come-here gesture. Its drill hand spun about as it crossed slightly, shifting titanic feet that dug deep furrows into the ground. Metroplex started walking forward again, speed increasing. The ground shook and quaked each time his feet hit the ground.
All right, you asked for it!
Mega Doom's drill hand spun about, while the claws on his right arm snapped open shut. After a few moments, Mega Doom 2 ran forward towards his opponent. All around, combatants paused. Humans, ponies, transformers all stopped as the Titans raced at each other. Some gawked, some cheered their champion, while others simply tried their best to remain vertical as the ground rocked beneath their feet, hooves, or wheels. Metroplex raised his left arm, pulled it back, fists clenched. Omega Doom raised his left arm, drill spinning. The two stopped a few hundred feet from each other, seemed to freeze. The bravest of columns broke as their arms rocketed forward. Metroplex's fists connecting with Mega Doom's head, and the Mega Doom's drill hitting Metroplex's shoulder. Omega Doom's head shot back, letting out a loud squeal coming from it. Drill scoured a deep gash in Metroplex's shoulder, sparks flying. Mega Doom stepped back, shaking his head, and suddenly jumped forward, wrapping his arm around Metroplex's waist, sending him hurling back. This is basically Godzilla versus a normal kaiju, folks. Metroplex clasped his hands together, raised him high and brought him down on Omega Doom's back. The two Titans struggled for a few minutes, neither one giving ground. Finally, Metroplex grabbed Omega Doom's right arm, knelt down and used the leverage to launch Omega Doom. Omega Doom sailed through the air, landing in a heap, rose to one knee, shaking its head. After a moment, it charged at Metroplex again. Backward. Arm swinging wildly. Metroplex raised his arm.
Okay, let's end this!
He charged at Omega Doom. The two met once more, and the battle was joined. Oh my god, this is epic.